All right, guys, welcome to Law 13, Day 13, the law of the picture. People do what people see. People do what people see, the law of the picture. This is pretty cool because it reminds me of something I learned when I was a kid, the monkey see, monkey do sort of aspect. That was really kind of primitive leadership that we had at the time on the playground in kindergarten. But really, it is monkey see, monkey do. When someone watches you, when someone sees what you're doing, they'll think of two things. They'll think, is that something that I want to do? And is what that person's doing, is that congruent with what they say? When I want to follow that, are they doing what they say that we should do? Are they consistent in their leadership, and are they leading in a way that I would want to lead? Monkey see, monkey do. Leaders lead by setting a model, by setting an example. This is enormous. This is huge. For me, when I was reading Jim Collins on Level 5 Leadership out of the Harvard Business Review, they talked about a compelling modesty that comes from a Level 5 leader. The way that they describe that compelling modesty, I highly recommend that you read the article. The way they describe that compelling modesty, it shows me something that I would not only want to become, but want to follow. Those are two huge things. That's really what it comes down to in regards to the law of the picture. When people see you do it, they're going to follow what they see, and they're going to do what they see in you once they're following you. So, 3 things to keep in mind while striving to improve yourself as a model, as an example that Maxwell talks about. First, remember that followers are always watching you. That's kind of creepy. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Like that. It's really creepy, that old song, but it kind of is an adage that goes along with that. It is true in leadership. Someone's always watching. Somebody is always watching. So what are you portraying? How are you portraying yourself as a leader? How are you portraying yourself as a role model to them? Second, it's easier to teach what's right than to do what's right. You have to live your sermon. You have to practice what you preach. I came to this point. Being in ministry, it's really easy to lead people astray. I've seen it happen. In fact, it happened to me when I was much younger. And it's tough. I determined myself never to outlive, never to outpreach my life. I never want to out-teach my life. I never want to talk about hitting this huge high level and have this outrageous expectation of people that I'm not willing to meet myself. Got to teach what's right and then do what's right. Got to do both. You can't just teach it and not live it. You got to live it and teach it, and teach it and then live it. Third, work on changing yourself before trying to improve others. Please understand this. Please understand this. All of these serve to say don't have inconsistency between the picture you portray and the picture that you live. No inconsistencies between the two, because that's going to lead people down a very confusing path when they hear you say something that they should do but don't see you doing it. If there was one application that I really liked that he talked about that we could take away from this, one application that really stuck out to me, it would be this. List the things that you want the people around you to do better, you want your team to do better, and then look at how well you do at those things. And it comes down to these 2 things. If you don't feel like you do those things well, then you need to change yourself first. And if you do feel like you do those things well, you need to make your example more apparent to others. You need to almost over-exaggerate that so it's communicated like, hey, okay, Rudy's doing this, so and that means that I should also follow that example that he's setting as my leader. Why? Because the law of the picture says that people will do what people see, and if they can't see me do it, I can't expect them to do it in return. Craig Groeschel puts it like this: people don't do what you are leading. People don't do what you want them to do because you're not leading them to do it. You're not showing them how to do it. So let's show people how to do it. Let's create a picture that is consistent with our lives, and let's paint that picture for our followers so they do what they see, and so they can see, and so how they see is how they can lead. How we lead is what they see. So let's paint a proper picture. See you guys tomorrow.